All my gangsters and hoes say hey.
I'm going to start the stream. Stream should be started. Yeah, now the emails. We did have I don't know if we did read. No, yeah, this is an old one. Okay. Let me see. Oh, no, just we have one. One's for Mark.
Not gonna make it.
No. One's for Mark. Yeah, Mark. Mark probably gonna be here. There's one from September 25th. Do you see that one?
Nope. Oh wait, let me scroll down here. Damn, I got a lot of fucking emails. Is there page 2?
Okay, ready. Here it comes. From Eric Kistafovich. Do you want to read the one from Soham, like talking about the
Yeah, Mark read one from Soham last one, unless he's given a new one.
No, same one.
Okay. When is showing up?
You should get it in your inbox. Do you see it?
I'm gonna refresh my inbox here. Yep, see it now.
Okay. Yeah, and it's really just from the company that we talked about. Even though it's obvious all you did was just scrape. I don't care.
I don't remember 3D
It was the 3D modeling
Oh yeah.
Android application. What is that? Is that Kevin? Kevin. Okay.
Kevin.
Okay. So no, didn't mean to do that. I will mess that up. Okay, that's good. My phone is muted. We are good. The video keeps locking up, man. This is not good. This is like enough to make me go crazy. Oh man, I really don't know what it's going to take, Eric. Well, hopefully, Wire does it better, but I don't think I don't think the problem is Hangouts. The more I play with it, okay. Let me do this and say, Eric, it is show 482. Go ahead and load up your Audacity.
Hold on. File new. Close. All right.
Okay. Go ahead and hit record in 3, 2, 1. Record.
Testing.
Bang, bang. Go like that. We do it like that. We do good. Okay. 482 is right. Let me do a transition.
Okay. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Android App Addicts podcast, episode number 482. Tonight is the dynamic duo of DoorToDoorGeek, Steve McLaughlin, and myself, the manager, Dini Media, Silicon Wrench, Eric Ardini. Door, how are you doing tonight, sir?
Doing decent. This seems to be a hectic week. Thank you, Danny. I love you, even though there's something in your mouth. Go to bed. I love you. You're freaking me out. Yeah, okay. Quick update from last school year. Last school year, he was utterly bad. Sometimes almost seemingly belligerently bad on purpose. We're about 3 weeks into school, not a single bad day. The only phone call we got from school was Danny forgot his backpack. and we basically had to ask my father-in-law to take it to him. So you know, whenever I try to assume how that kid's going to behave, I'm always dead wrong, and this year he's doing great. So if for that alone, I'm doing good. How about your? How was your camping trip last weekend?
We went camping. I didn't do much camping though. We had I had to work. My daughter and wife took off with the camper. I think during the show, wasn't it last week?
Yes, sir.
And they made it just fine. Got down there. They pulled into the camp spot and they had no place to go. They couldn't find anybody that worked there, so they went ahead and just camped and slept in the parking lot, which was pretty freaky. I don't think either of them really slept too well that night. They got up in the morning, did find a spot, got it all unhooked and set up and ready to go, and worked out okay. W- uh, they stayed there the whole day, went swimming and stuff at the campground. I showed up down there the next day and then basically went pawn shop hunting for a new metal detector. Went to 3 pawn shops, none of them had any. And by that time, it was time to go back to the camper, change clothes, and then go over to a band competition at the high school. We camped near the high school that the competition was going to be at. So then we just brought our son back to the camper with us after the competition was over. Which my son's a drummer, and they got first place in percussion, so that was pretty cool.
Very cool.
And
Very cool.
then I got back and drove back home, and my brakes, as soon as I got into my town, my brakes went out on the truck, but luckily I had the trailer brakes on the camper to keep me from running right through my house or garage or other people's cars and such, because the
That
brakes totally failed.
Yeah, that's not good. I despise brakes just because of how much they cost, but it is one of those niceties to have when you need them.
Yeah, I've got a rusty old truck and leaky lines, but now I've got brand new shiny lines going from the front of the truck all the way to the back and back to the both of the rear wheels. So we're good until the front brake line breaks for now.
Gotcha, gotcha. Do you have any Android news updates of your own this week?
Um, I've wanted to talk to you about the new stuff from Amazon. Did you see their announcements today for
Um, Honestly,
their
I heard a little bit about them, but none of them sounded like groundbreakingly different. Just a couple new things that were the same, just different.
yeah, so they got a new Echo, um, which I'm not sure what's new about that Echo. It's $100. I think it's about the same as the old one, but it's got a fabric on it.
This dumb fabric. It's just stainable. You got to wash it. Hard to get dust off of it. I I honestly despise the idea of fabric on my electronic devices.
And so it says if you place 3 of these in your cart right now, you can get $50 off. So if you spend a
Yeah.
$300, you can drop it down to 250. So they've got that, the new Echo. Then they came out with the Echo Plus, which is I think bigger, more powerful type Echo.
Right.
And then it also comes with Philips Hue bulb included and does some smart home stuff with that.
Okay.
The Echo Spot is probably the coolest looking of the new things. It's like a little it almost reminds me of the Google Q that they had. It's like a little round ball with a flat side that sits on top of something. But this one has a screen on it, and you can do video calls through it. You don't have to buy the $250 Echo View or whatever that was. Um, Kind of looks like a little timer in a way.
Well, yeah, on another podcast, I believe it was This Week in Google, they said it's like the Chumby for 2017. It's supposed to be like a alarm clock-ish type device, but with a camera and microphone on it. So it's intended to be in your bedroom, except you have to be okay with a mic and a camera. And some people I'm sure love the idea, but yeah, no.
Hack me, please. I'm into that.
Yeah, I mean, I could see if I worked in a more isolated work office environment, I could see having it on my desk and having it probably be really useful maybe, but not at home in the bedroom. And can't see a clock like this or a display of this small size being useful really anyplace else.
Yeah. They came out with a 4K Fire TV.
Yes, I did hear about that. And while I will probably get a 4K TV around like 2035,
Right. I'm in the same boat. I'll take my 40-inch, $300 1080p for now. It's okay.
yeah, and because of that, people would think I don't care about this. I think this is awesome news. I really want the Fire Stick and the Fire devices to be much more competitive with other like boxes like Roku, for instance, and anything they can do to get more competitive, I'm all for because it means better stuff for everybody else.
And I was in an electronics shop the other day, and I was watching 4K get streamed over Netflix, and it was being compared with Comcast's feed next to it, and it was much nicer than anything you're going to see even on cable now. So the streaming has now surpassed your cable as far as quality, which I thought may have taken a little longer than this to get there.
Yeah, now, cable, satellite, DirecTV, all of that, they cannot stream good quality. It's in the throughput, it's in the bandwidth, it's in how much data they can shove down the pipe. And you got to remember, if you have 200 channels, all 200 channels are coming down that pipe at the exact same time. So at the most, you're going to get 1/200th of the bandwidth for that. So cable and satellite quality of picture is amongst the worst you could ever get. Um, Now you can do on demand video and supposedly get much better than normal cable. Um, and streaming Netflix 4K and streaming YouTube 4K is supposedly good, but I still don't know what it's going to take for anything to beat over the air quality because the throughput on that is insane. The bandwidth you can do on over the air is insane. Um, But here's the thing, so many people in this country are already starting to hit their ISPs data caps. When you go to 4K, you're gonna literally hit that cap 8 to 20 times faster. So technically 8 to 20 times more people are gonna be affected by bandwidth caps because of 4K. So,
Yeah.
there's the rock and a hard place, the two oh oh opposing forces that are going to hit and collide. So that's not going to be good.
Yeah, I'm so glad that I live in a town where we're being progressive and ditching Comcast and starting our own gigabit fiber to the home network because that is going to be needed sooner than I even thought.
Well, and what kind of caps are they going to put on you
No, there's no caps.
at all?
Not that I know of.
Well, let me tell you, if there is no caps, you are in the extreme minority in the US. Now, a lot of people have uh big big caps. So
Well,
it's
maybe
going to
they're
be hard to
paying
hit.
it. I don't know. I don't know that we've had that discussion yet. As I would be involved in that discussion. I could probably ask at our next meeting to find out.
Well, yeah, but I know you're better than me. You would say it much more eloquently like have you looked into are you going to be entertaining the idea of limiting someone's per month maximum capacity of download or, something like
Right.
that?
Well, I did drop the hint of my only there's only one feature that Comcast has that I like that I would like to see moved over to whatever I go to, which since we've got Comcast or nothing, right now is nothing, but soon will be Rockfall's FiberNet. So the one thing that they do have, and I didn't know if we could build this into our routers that we um, put in people's houses is, and I don't know the security of it, but if I go to any corner and somebody's got an Xfinity router in their house, which I don't have, but if they do, I can log in with my account into their router.
Right. Well, it's technically now a like 6-year-old technology where on the same antennas you can actually broadcast multiple SSIDs and actually have them segregated into
Okay.
isolated networks. It's definitely possible. The question is going to be, is this something they're going to have to home bake? or you know what I mean, do themselves, or is there pre-configured hardware they can just buy in bulk, tell the vendor, stamp it with this SSID and this because if it comes from somebody else, hopefully that means they're more experienced at this, and hopefully that means there's less security issues with it. Where if a smaller company has to look into this themselves, there's a greater chance of being slower to fix security issues.
Well, at least I've got it in their ear of when they're going out and procuring this equipment that may be a feature that they would look at.
Well, one piece of advice: if they say they can do it, ask them to make sure they advertise the fact that it will not and cannot affect your bandwidth.
Yeah, right. The other Alexa gadget that they've got coming is I don't know, I guess it's Alexa gadgets. Echo buttons.
Oh, this is all. I mean, how is this different than the Amazon Dash buttons?
Oh, because these don't order products. These are basically buzzers for when you're playing like Jeopardy with your friends.
Oh,
That's all
how
all they do is
how millennial community
well,
like of them.
it's a joystick for a different kind of gaming console. You know, it's a
So if you want to
input device for
play,
an Echo Dot.
like the Family Feud showdown, or you know,
Well, on the Alexa, Jeopardy's built into the Alexa already. They've already bought the rights to that game.
hmm,
So this will just take it from you versus the Alexa to you and, you know, 3 of your friends actually playing with Alex Trebek and
yeah, this house, hell no, hell no, hell no, hell no. My wife already reminds me how much more intelligent than me she is. We are not, no way,
Oh, yeah, you've
no.
got relatives who've been on Jeopardy, huh?
I'll give it to them, and they might love it. Not
Yeah.
me, not this house. Not going to happen. Nope. Next.
I think that's all I remember. Oh,
Okay.
they did come out with a 10-inch tablet, a new 10-inch tablet. They had one a while back, and I'm kinda glad, you know, that they have that they came out with a new 10-inch tablet, because I'm always I'm always worried that tablets are going away,
Yeah.
and I'm encouraged to see that there's still one to buy. I did buy the new 8 for my mom for, their anniversary, but the all new HD 10 is $150. I think it's still a pre-order right now. Yeah, well, it'll be released on the October 11th, so yeah, it's still a pre-order. And 256, 32, or 64 gigs of oh, no, I'm sorry, 32 or 64 internal, and then you can put a micro SD card in it. I don't know how many. Yeah, 2 gigs RAM, so that's decent. That's not actually, honestly, that's not bad for $150.
Well, for 150, it ain't bad just because of the screen. If anything, I've learned over these years, screen is probably the most expensive things on any of these devices. Um, and honestly, Amazon is very good at customizing their Android and not customizing, correction, optimizing their Android. So I can believe 2 gigs should be enough for them to do what they need to do.
And to get the most loaded one without the special offers, which I've had one before with the special offers, they're not really intrusive. Is it worth the $15 to get rid of them? I don't know. I don't know.
Uh, I
It's
mean, if I'm
basically a
hurting
s
for money, maybe.
it's a splash screen, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's all it is, you're swiping one more time to turn it on. So for $64 with or for 64 gigs is $189.99, and
Hmm.
without special offers bumps up to $204.99. So I don't know. I think the extra 32 to 64 would be worth the $30 probably. I don't know, maybe not.
I think for a lot of people it would. I'm sure there's people out there that wouldn't care, but I would opt for it.
Big tablet, big battery, 10 hours they're saying. Eh,
That's very good.
I'm waiting till Google lets me know what they're doing. I'm hoping they will be I'm hoping they will be doing a tablet with their Pixel phones, but
Oh God,
I'm
no.
not holding my breath because,
Yeah,
man, I'm
yeah,
still
they're
nursing
not
a Nexus 7 and I want a new one of
they're
those.
not doing a tablet. They're not doing a
If
tablet.
they don't, then I'm gonna get this one then.
I have no problem betting lunch on for a week that there's not a tablet coming this October 4th, but everyone is saying they are coming out with the $1,000 plus Chromebook or Chrome laptop, new Pixel laptop kind of device. Because it looks like they're saying, why just get a tablet when we can attach a keyboard to it as well? And it's going to do Android stuff. It's going to do Chrome stuff. So I'm pretty sure that's what they're focusing on.
Yeah, no, and Chromebooks are fine. I'm really starting to warm up to them.
Yeah, I mean, they're one of the best bang for the buck and longevity and stability. You don't have to worry about Windows infections on it. That alone, to some people, is worth a lot of money. We're still only hearing rumors about what's going to happen on the 4th, but there's still nothing I'm hearing that's really wowing me.
Yeah, I'm thinking a used first gen Pixel's looking better and better for me every day.
Well, I will say right now, I do believe yesterday I heard that they are offering rebates if you use a 5X as well as a trade-in. It might have been only for new 5 members. I'm not positive.
It was what, a rebate?
Yeah.
I went through the process and they were going to give me like $100 or $80. It wasn't much. I
was going to say, if it's more than 80, I'll be shocked.
Not enough to get rid of it. I can pass it on to my son for that much.
Okay.
Hey, let me bring in Apple quick since we're still talking about things that happened and stuff like that. But somebody's in our chat room named Arduini's Army.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure who that might be. It's not me, but
I'm pretty sure I know who that is. But go ahead.
Since we were talking about metal detecting, and I was going, pawn shop to pawn shop today, and I don't know how many more days it's free for. I did pick this app up actually earlier. Oh, I know who it is now. So it's it's the app called Metal Detector Pro, and it is a metal detector for your phone. So you know what? Here's how dumb I am. I went to my local pawn shop in my own town, and they had 2 metal detectors there. And then I went to the shop that used to be my competitor across the street from my old computer shop, and he had one. I ended up buying from him. So there was 3 within a half a mile of my house, but then when I drive, almost to Iowa, I can't find any. So that's how that works. So this is called Metal Detector Pro Gamma Play Tools. I have it installed. I have not tried it out yet. Like I said, it's free today. I just installed it, and I haven't been able to test it. It uses the magnetometer, I guess, in your phone, and I think it'd probably be good for finding studs in a wall. If you got a nail in them, stuff like that.
Yeah, I could see this being useful as an actual classic metal detector, but you would have to have it like on the end of a long selfie stick. I can't believe I just said that.
There you go.
But then you would need like a remote monitor so you could watch the screen up closer to your face.
Well, hopefully it's got a sound.
Yes.
Good
point. Good point.
And then you have Bluetooth headphones in, so then nobody else knows what you're catching on to.
You can hide your gold stash.
Yep. So thank you, Arduini's Army, in the chat room for this app, Metal Detector Pro.
Very cool.
It's usually $4.99, I think. So it's a heck of a deal. Door, do you have any hardware?
Not really any updates. I do believe last week I at least off the cuff mentioned my brand new, and it's still actually really brand new to the greater community at large. My Rock 64 Raspberry Pi size computer with 4 gigs of RAM on board. I did load Android on it, but what I just realized is there is an Android TV version, and I've never given Android TV OS a fair chance. So I'm going to load Android TV on it and see if I can swap it out with the family's Odroid C2 mini computer that I've been using for my home theater computer needs for well over a year. I've had it booted sometimes 5-6 months without rebooting it, and it's always done what the family's needed to. The only time they've had issues is when my young son has his Amazon tablet and he's watching YouTube on it. That's the only time they've ever experienced issues. So apparently YouTube on Amazon Kindle Fires suck bandwidth. Like,
Oh, it slowed down the box, your old computer?
it messed. They knew every time he was watching it because
Hmm.
after a minute or two, their movie would buffer, and they were getting kind of upset.
So it must be the YouTube app in the Amazon store is
Yeah,
different than the regular, huh?
yeah. Because I mean, I could sit there and watch YouTube the whole time that they were watching, and they would never have a problem.
So you're gonna try to put Android TV on that?
I'm gonna try to put Android TV on it, put Netflix on it, put Plex on it, and put a version of Kodi on it, and replace it and see if they get really mad or they like it more.
Okay. And do you have a remote that you have in mind to use with it?
I have two different modes. I have one that has, and the interface looks very well adapted to up, down, left, right arrow buttons, and like a OK button. We do have a Logitech K400 keyboard that they've used for a while,
Mhm.
so I
Yeah.
might try to put both of them out there and see what they like.
I see, just more news that just came out today was the Android Assistant, the Google Assistant's coming to Android TV. Right now, it's only on the, NVIDIA, streaming thing,
Yeah, the Shield.
the Shield, yeah. But, yeah, maybe you get that update too.
Well, I
I
know
don't
on like Roku and Amazon devices, people do like to use their voice to search. I will say that.
So then you would need either a USB microphone plugged into that or some kind of a remote with a microphone. You'd have to come up with that.
Yeah, if you just look on Amazon for Android remote control voice, you'll see at least 20 or 30 people branding the exact same remote
Mm.
with a voice button on it. So there are remotes out there. I don't know if they're any good or not. They're not really expensive. They're like between 18 and 28 bucks. So they might be horrible or they might just be okay and, good price.
So now that that mini PC you have there, you said that had an IR on it,
Yes.
but you would probably be using Bluetooth or some other connection for that all that anyway, right?
Well, the K400 has a dedicated dongle that you hook up to it, which I believe is actually RF.
Mm.
When we use Kodi, sometimes they use their phones because it has the Kodi remote app on their phone. And with the other remote, I do believe it has a dedicated Bluetooth dongle as well.
Okay. So the IR's not in
We
the
would have to
picture.
program it because we don't have one that does it. Well, the only ones we have that do IR is a dedicated Verizon Fios remote.
Okay. So, since we're talking about other things we talked about last week, I would like to see what your high score is on
Oh, I
cool.
suck.
What is this called? Cool, color,
I don't know.
Colotwino,
I don't know if
Colotwino. This was where I had challenged Door in this very addictive game that he brought. And I don't know where Mark's at tonight. It's
oh,
probably why he didn't show up for the show,
no,
is because he was, pretty embarrassed about his high score.
no. Mark said he wasn't going to install it under any circumstances.
Oh, that's right. That's right. He was weak.
And
I
I'm going to
forgot.
say, and I'm going to say, I'm pretty sure you crushed me, Eric. I'm just going to say it right now before we show any numbers.
Okay.
Uh, uh,
I can read
oh
Doors.
my
His says
God.
2730.
Yeah, and
Can,
your number is 4190. I told you crushed me. Well, I did learn a little bit after playing. One of the things you should do is don't put one match right next to another color. Like what I was learning was doing when I was getting better was when I had a pink one down, only one pink one, and then another pink one would come out. Don't set it right next to it. Set it 2 or 3 away.
set yourself up for down the road a little bit.
Right. What
Mm.
I did not get good at was looking down at the bottom because you could see the next 4 or 5 pieces
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
planning.
That's a pot. That's definitely a strategy, is to keep your eye down there. What's coming up? Because if
Yeah.
because there's at some point, sometimes there'll be like no reds or no blues for the next 7 pieces.
Right.
So you might as well just bury those, and get back to them later.
Right. And that's where I was uncommonly failing. I just could not. I mean, yeah, brick walling, just brick walling. And I
So
honestly thought I uninstalled it.
did
That
you?
I honestly thought I did because I was getting so upset at it.
So Nebula Bytes, thank you for Color Twino. I can't find it as addictive as BB Tan. I still broke out the BB Tan 7 years a couple times while I was trying to dominate your game, but it's a good game.
Yeah.
There's just something, man. I don't know. I've never had a game suck me in like that other one. But Color Twino is a good game. Good, fun game.
Very good. Okay. The only app I want to bring up again, so if we're going to bring up apps from last week, is I have been running my Skimmer Scanner
Yeah.
app. Skimmer Scanner what is an app by SparkX, I believe, that will help you. I hate using this word, Eric,
Allegedly.
but it allegedly will help you identify when credit card skimming devices are present. If you want to know the reasons why, you got to listen to last week's show. I did pull it out. I did forget for days. It was on my phone.
Mm.
And then like maybe Tuesday or Monday or Tuesday, I remembered. And I forced myself when I was going into stores to pull it out and hit the button. And nowhere I went did it say a skimmer was discovered. Now that could be a false negative. There could have been 30 skimmers present. None of them just used the right technology that this is looking for. But I cannot prove yet a false positive, because a false positive would be it would say there's one and I can't find one. This is a test of one. This is just my personal experience. So far, it's worked perfectly. I think.
Okay.
Maybe.
So far, you're in an area where people aren't skimming too much that you can tell.
That my app is telling me. For all I know, there's everywhere I go is a skimmer, but this app isn't finding any of them. I don't know. When I actually find one, if I find one, I'm going to feel like this app did it. It found one. It's
Yeah.
perfect. It's great. But it literally it only might find one out of 50. I need, without sounding dumb people, I need people smarter than me to look into this. People like Steve Gibson, people like Paul.com, people who actually know, well, Hack5 would be great for this.
Yeah.
Is this real? Is this usable? Is this useful? Even if it only works one out of 3 skimmers, I still think it's worth protecting yourself.
Yeah, I'm just gonna plead ignorance and let the bank take care of me after I get skimmed because it was their fault.
Well, they always find it cheaper to pay the insurance premiums rather than fixing the actual problem. All thoughts
So
and opinions are of DoorToDoorGeek and not of Podnutz.com.
all right, well, we do have one email, and this was actually from a developer who was listening to the last show,
Well,
or got word that we had.
well,
He does a search of anytime his company comes up
well,
on.
go ahead and read the email. Go ahead and read the
Okay,
email.
it's from Eric Kivistik, and he is from the. He's the CTO, which would be the Chief Technical Officer of 3D Creationist. And he says, "Hi, listen to your podcast today and was positively surprised to hear you talk about 3DC.io. I am the lead developer of the software and wanted to let you know that if you have any questions or want to follow up, I would be happy to chat. If not, I would still like to thank you for including our software in your podcast. It's always nice when someone notices your work. You can reach me at," and he gave us 2 email addresses. I think this is I think he did at
No,
least get a
no,
heads up from somebody and
no,
say,
no. No,
um,
come on, dude. No. I'll tell you exactly what happened.
okay,
He has some company that he's paying to do SEO. They have Google Alerts in
mm,
play that when it has their thing and the word podcast involved, to automatically scrape the page, which the email's right on the page, scrape the page, craft an email, and send it. Because they don't mention Podnutz, they don't mention Android App Addicts, they don't say hi, Mark and Eric or Door. There's nothing personal about this email whatsoever. And if I'm
true.
wrong, Eric, prove it to me by listening to this and email me, because you have a very good product. But I really don't like form emails.
And when he says Eric, he's talking about you, the one with 2 E's in your name,
Yeah.
not me.
Yeah. So
do you want to put a link to his app in our podcast one more time to see if we get the exact email back next week? Or do you think they're
well,
smarter than that?
if it's a reputable SEO company, then we're not going to get the same one.
Okay.
They're literally we're going to get nothing. They're going to completely ignore it. Because I mean, realistically, if he's a guy of the stature that he says he is by his sign off, how much time does he have to sit back and listen to podcasts?
Well, he's building things on a 3D printer all day. You saw his app. Eric, prove us right or wrong. You've got 1 week to respond to our podcast, and I hope you really do listen to it. And we are probably really going to use your app to build some stuff. So let's collab.
Well, I did give it to my son, showed it to him, and he did think it was awesome. Eric.
See?
So congratulations. You made a good product that at least completely won over one person. Because I did show him a couple other phone apps where he could design stuff, and it was definitely not easy, simple to use. This, I think, was the perfect combination of ease of use yet ability to do things. So congratulations.
Nice. If I had a 3D printer, I would probably have tried it too, but I don't. Not yet, anyway. Some point. All right. Door, why don't you start us out with an app, as you may be an addict of that.
Okay, give me 1 second here. The first app I'm going to bring, Eric, there is no could be, should be, can be, whatever. This app I am bringing for you. It's called DropMix. There is no video in the Play Store.
Sign of quality.
By Hasbro Inc.
Ooh.
Which kind of scares
Hey,
me.
that's another sign of quality, though. Didn't they make like Monopoly?
Well, they at least stole it or bought it. It's questionable. So
that might have been Mattel. I'm sorry.
No. Hasbro.
Okay.
Yeah. Long story short, there is a huge controversy who actually created Monopoly. It's pretty much accepted that the company that is producing it now, Hasbro, stole it. Period. That's, because the idea became a little bit genericized and, Kleenex kind of thing. So that's what happened. And it was originally a game to show you how bad bankers and capitalists were. And when they got the game, they tweaked it a little bit to take off some of the evilness and make it more general fun. Okay, DropMix.
Have you seen the Monopoly documentary yet?
Cannot say I did. Maybe.
It's Under the Boardwalk, the Monopoly story, and I think it's on. It's either on Amazon or Netflix right now for free. I mean, if you're Prime on Amazon, but
Gotcha.
they go into like the story of it, and they also talk about Monopoly championships.
Oh yeah, it's serious business, and nobody plays it right. It turns out 98% of the people that buy the game play it wrong because the game is never supposed to take more than a half an hour. Period. Ever.
Okay, back. I started scrolling down and reading this app, so let's stop talking.
Okay, DropMix, Hasbro, music, for everyone, 0 in-app purchases, free to download, no in-app ads. 16 reviews, 4.7 average reviews, updated September 26, 2017, between 100 and 500 installs, version 1.3.2.
Installed. Oh my goodness, Door.
The DropMix app requires the DropMix music gaming system.
Oh.
I'm not even sure what that is.
I don't know either, but
to play DropMix music
oops,
sold separately. Learn more at dropmix.hasbro.com. So maybe this is like doing the buttons, the gamification kind of thing. So if we go to the actual website, it looks like a card-based game where you have hands of cards, each person. You put the cards down, thus causing different types of music to be created. So
I put that link in the chat too.
So now I'm going 360. First I said yes. Then I said, I don't think so. Now I'm thinking more than ever, this is an Eric app.
This looks like a lot of fun. It's a card game where you're just dropping cards onto some sort of surface that reads the cards, and then your Bluetooth in it. It looks like to an Amazon Echo on this thing, or any kind of a Bluetooth speaker, and like everybody
No.
is making music.
That's a phone. You can put your phone.
No. There's a phone at the end, but in one of the parts of the videos, there's a Bluetooth speaker sitting next to the.
Oh,
the
you're
thing.
right. Good eye. So yeah, the other device, your phone, your tablet, or speaker, becomes the other part of the board game system, which I'm guessing was part of their goal to keep prices down, is what I'm going to guess.
Yeah, you're not going to want to listen to this on your phone speaker
Well,
because
probably not.
well, it comes
Unless
with
you have real
it
good
comes with
ones.
some very good, music for right now. I mean, I don't know. Maybe you can in a year they all suck, but um, Bruno Mars, the Chainsmokers, Closer. That's like
Bruno Mars, the number two entertainer you can search on a Windows device through a search engine and get an infection.
okay. I don't like Bruno Mars,
But that's how popular it is.
Skrillex is on here.
Oh.
Flo Rida, Ed Sheeran, Childish Gambino. You gotta like the Chainsmokers, right? Not even their classic stuff. Like
No, anybody calling themselves the Chainsmokers, no. That's like calling yourself the Ku Klux Klan and expecting people to not equate it with something bad.
Well, you gotta listen to the song "Selfie." It's not a new one. It's Closer's a lot newer. You hear on the radio, but "Selfie" is a great song.
Okay. It looks like the basic board itself. Wow, $99.
Oh, is it really? Dang.
$99, but then you can buy packs for $14. Extra expanded music type packs.
So yeah, you're just buying songs. So this is, it's
Yeah.
a great way for this is the evolution that music needed.
Well, yeah, but that's just too expensive. $99.
It is. Yeah, if it comes with the phone that you've got sitting at the end of it, then maybe. But I don't know. There's got to be some technology reading them cards too.
Oh, I'm sure there is. But at the same token, it's too damn
So
expensive.
it's a Bluetooth card reader that goes into your. Your phone's going to have to do Bluetooth on two devices at the same time if you're going to want to pump this out, unless you use a speaker jack, which are becoming less and less popular.
Yeah, I don't think it's a speaker jack. I think you're Bluetoothing it in somehow.
So you're Bluetoothing the cards into your phone.
Yeah, and
but
I'm
then
sure
the sound has to go out.
Well, and I'm sure all of the songs are basically being downloaded. So it's not like the songs are on any of the media.
No. The cards don't actually have. Yeah,
Which,
right.
if you're a hacker out there, hack DropMix.hasbro.com and replace every song with Rick Ashley. Never going to give you up.
Or just hack.
They'll hire you. Yeah.
Or hack the way the cards are read into that thing. You're spending $100 and you can put any song you want.
Yeah. Because $100 is too much. So I'm now double reversing. I'm 720. I'm Tony Hawking. My choice of this app is now no longer alike.
I'm a little disturbed in the supported devices though. Samsung Galaxy S6, Note 5, HTC One M9, LG G4, Droid Turbo 2, Huawei Google Nexus 6P, and the Nexus 9. So the 5X is not included, and all of these phones are 2 years old. So I'm thinking you're going to be able to go to GameStop or Toys R Us and get this DropMix thing pretty cheap because none of these phones are new. So that means it's been sitting on the shelves for 2 years not selling.
And
so maybe you can get it for a lot less than $100.
And if you go to Toys R Us, you better hurry up because they're going bankrupt too. So yeah, they just filed for bankruptcy less than 2 weeks ago. So
KB is KB. They're gone too, right?
I believe they've been.
Is there any toy store? Is there? I don't even think that.
Adult toy stores, maybe. I don't know.
Amazon.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, good app.
I tried. Damn it.
If you were throwing it to me, I would have. I ate it. I already installed it before I even got too far into it. So you mission accomplished, right?
I guess.
All right. I'm gonna bring an app. This is not for you. Just saying that ahead of time. This is a great app called um, X out of 10. It's by Ido Ideas. It's a personalization app. It does offer in-app purchases. This is for all you people who didn't buy or didn't pre-order your Apple. What is that? iPhone X, and you're really thinking your phone is missing something because you don't have a black notch in the center of your screen at the top. So, Cedar, you can easily install this on your phone, and I've got it here to show you, Dor. If you look at your screen, I want you to see this. Come on, look over here. So anyway, I've got a great notch installed
I'm
at the top of my
trying
Samsung
to
phone.
make the show notes, Eric.
All right. Well, so yeah, this is basically what it does is if it takes your old Android phone and turns it into an iPhone X by adding a blacked out spot in the
By
middle at the top.
removing part of a useful screen.
Right. Exactly. That's exactly what it does. I told you it wasn't for you, but it's for someone.
Okay, first off, I'm going to be the Apple fanboy and say, wrong. First off, it's not X out of 10. It's the Apple iPhone 10. The X is a 10. Don't you know? Aren't you undereducated? I mean, what'd you go to public school or something?
Did they say the iPhone 10?
Here at Apple we know it's the iPhone 10.
Oh.
So the actual app name phonetically should be 10 out of 10.
Okay.
Just to get that part of pompous 10 out of 10. I have 10 out of 10 installed on my phone.
That, yeah. 10 out of 10.
I swear, if I see this installed on anybody's phone, I will smack their phone out of their hand.
Do you like the second screenshot?
I don't know. I'm still documenting it because somebody has to.
The second screenshot, I believe, is on your device.
Oh, to
Not sure.
never settle. No, that was my desktop on my phone that I haven't had now for
Wasn't that the one?
10
The
months. 1+1, but
yeah,
yeah,
1+1.
I haven't used that phone for 10 months.
What do you use now?
I'm using the Huawei Honor 8, the phone I've had since last Black Friday.
Oh, okay. All right.
And I'm dead serious. And anybody, if you have this app, look around, because if you see a Podnutz hat, your phone might get smacked out of your hand.
Supama Devu says in the reviews, says I showed to my niece, Apple fan hardcore. She keeps telling your screen looked broken. My nephew and me started laughing like crazy. This thing is awesome. Just wait. I put a different cover on. Gonna make fun of a few of my Apple fanboys friends too. All right. Well, so there's no iPhone 9. They just skipped it, huh?
Just like there's no Windows 9. I don't know why, but everyone apparently is paranoid of the number 9.
From the Beatles. It got into your head, hearing it over and over again. Number 9?
I don't know. I don't know.
Although the app wasn't working, the customer support you guys have was awesome. 5 stars.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Dor, what you got?
I don't know. I'm too depressed now.
Oh no.
The app I'm going to bring is in honor of the Internet in a Box project that a good friend of mine is involved with, and I will to let people know, after you support people in Houston and people in Texas and possibly even people or organizations in Oregon for all their fires that have been happening.
Puerto Rico, don't forget about them.
And PR, man. PR is, let me tell you something, some of the most beautiful people I've ever met in my life came straight from that island. So, I mean, yeah. And right now, I believe it was actually Red Cross was offering ham radio operators $50 a day plus all accommodations to come out to PR and do your ham stuff, because that's all they have right now.
Wow. What a great opportunity.
Well, if you're a ham guy, this is what you live for. This
Yeah.
is like the guy with the Deadpool outfit suddenly contracting a disease that causes all of his limbs to grow back. It's just, it was meant to be. Um, so after you're done supporting all those things, and after you support your own local charities, and after you support your family and friends, if you would like to support a project called Internet in a Box, which is trying to bring ubiquitous information to areas without ubiquitous internet access, by giving them hardware devices with basically an enormous section of Wikipedia downloaded onto it automatically, let me know. I'll get you in contact with the guy. They're also working with organizations like Doctors Without Borders, which there's a lot of politically motivated organizations out there. There's a lot of um, organizations out there with a lot of bias intentions, is what I'm going to say. Doctors Without Borders seems to be one of those organizations that really want to do nothing more than help people, heal people, cure people, and get people better. There's a huge amount of people out there every day dying because of things that are easily treatable with even the most minimal medical type care. So if you want to help these kind of organizations, let me know and I'll give you the contact information. But this app is called,
I think we stopped bombing their hospitals, so it's cool.
okay. This is called Kiwix, I believe, Wikipedia offline. If you find yourself in very bad network service areas, what you can do is you can basically download this app, and it will put a large block of information on your phone for offline viewing. Again, it's called, I believe, Kiwix, Wikipedia Offline, Kiwix, by the Kiwix team book and reference category. E for everyone, completely free to download, no in app ads, no in app purchases, 9,446 reviews, 4.5 average reviews, updated February 27, 2017, between 100,000 and 500,000 installs, current version 2.2. The only stat I do not see here is the average file size, which I believe on mobile, when you look at the app, it does tell you approximately how big the download is. I because it's mostly text, I wouldn't expect it to be more than like 40 or 50 megs.
Is Kiwix. And is that a
Thank you.
kiwi bird in the icon? So that is.
I don't know.
Yeah.
The hell do I look like, a zoologist?
So it does say that it's a lightweight piece of software reading bigger files stored on your SD card. So, if you've got a phone with an external SD card, maybe great. You can have the whole Wikipedia sitting there.
Well,
I could
and
see this being really good for students who a lot of times they'll have like cell phone blockers or the makeup of their schools being a Morton building made out of all metal. They can't get
uh,
any kind of connectivity anyway. So then they just, this could help them quickly research when they have no way to get to the internet.
well, yeah, and I'll say they do have desktop versions for Windows, Mac, and Linux, and they also allow downloading and supporting of exterior content, like even TED Talks. So this is more of a universal platform, and I will say, to have it on Windows, Mac, and Linux is the kind of thing perfect for classroom use or like the internet in the box use. So now it's starting to make a lot more sense.
Yeah. Yeah, just think if you could hand your phone with this on it to somebody who's never really touched a phone, tell them how to turn it on and get to this app, as long as they know how to read English. I mean, I guess that's kind of far-fetched, but there would be just so basically go back to us 15 years ago when we didn't have any of this connectivity and instant knowledge at the touch of our fingertips. To have an entire encyclopedia, maybe 25 years, entire encyclopedia of way more than any encyclopedia set our parents got from the Eagles store at the touch of our fingers right there without any connectivity and costing nothing. Um, that would have I would have just flipped out.
So what you're saying is, in Back to the Future 2, and Biff stole the sports almanac to take back in time, he really should have taken an Android phone loaded with Kiwix.
Kiwix. Well, Back to the Future. What time period was Back to the Future 2?
Future. Well, it was actually now the past. I believe it's 2015.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That. Well, I don't know. Kiwix. I don't know. 100, 500,000 installs. I don't think it was here 2 years ago. So that's why it didn't happen to her.
Go Back to the Future 4. New
4.
plot. Done.
Yep. And Ardini's Army in the chat room says that Internet in the Box incorporates Kiwix into it.
There you go. Very cool.
And you can get Wikipedia in any language. So
Any language? Any
well,
language, that's a bit bold statement there.
hey, you know whose army it is, so that's all you can say, you know. All right, I've got an app for you, Door. Maybe now, you know what, Door?
I'm afraid, Eric.
I'm giving no
Dude,
love.
I am genuinely afraid this week. But
I'm
go ahead.
giving no love because I don't think any of my apps are for you. This. Oh man, I just gave the total wrong
Yeah, that's a
link. Sorry about that. I'll try and mess you up later when you try to do something with it.
No, that's okay because the crappy 10 out of 10 app you gave me, actually, as soon as I linked it, it wanted me to buy it.
Of course.
Yeah. Great. Thank you.
Everybody wants to. All right, so this is the Dot to Dot Connect the Dots app. So we had adult coloring books, and now we have an adult dot to dot game. And so basically, you know, it kind of ties in with like your recent forays into 3D modeling and things like that. So basically, it's a line drawing broken down, and every point where it would stop and start again is then numbered, and you have to trace it out.
I just had like a mental flash. You're Sean Johnson downloading this app, getting like a dot picture of like the Statue of Liberty, like all the dots to draw that, but then him making it a goal of just trying to figure out how he can connect the dots in different way to make dirty pictures.
So well, you really can't do that. You can't go out on your own too much, and you got to follow the numbers. And it's difficult because there's like 300 dots.
Yeah.
And I thought I went into the vehicle section. I thought for sure I was drawing out a Volkswagen, you know, because you can kind of see what you're doing, sort of. You know what I mean? When you see all the numbers in certain areas, it looks like something already. So I just thought it was a Volkswagen and turned out to be a semi truck.
Huh.
And it gives you like 4 hints. So, because sometimes when you got 300 numbers, it is actually hard to pan and zoom around on your phone to find the next number. Sometimes it's a really long line that goes all the way across the other side of your screen. And I was able to finish it though. I could have shared it, but it was Google Plus was not one of the things I could share it on, so I didn't share it. But I don't know if your mom or aunt likes the adult coloring books or likes crosswords and dot to dots. Maybe, you know, with their new tablet they got, they could install this and check it out. It's free.
Very cool. Well, the only like thing I'll say is I cannot, for the life of me, picture this being a fun exercise on a small device. The bigger, I think there's a direct correlation between size of the device and amount of enjoyment you would have with this app.
Yeah, luckily you can pan and zoom just like any other picture to help you out. That's kind of nice.
Very cool.
I did it on a Note 4, so it wasn't too bad.
Very cool. Oh yeah, and this was posted in our Google Plus this past week. And I will say at least I think 2 apps this week have been pulled out of our Google Plus community.
Yeah,
Just go there, look for Android App Addicts.
the magnet one was the Metal Detector Pro. That was in our Google Plus too. That alerted me to that being free.
Gotcha. Yeah, this was brought by Ivor Davis. A little bit ago.
Ivor's always hooking us up.
Yeah. There was actually something else I wanted to bring, Eric. Let me see. Okay, yeah. This is an app by the community by Julian. For some reason this week, a couple apps that I pinged did not make it to my list, and I do not know why. Um, this app is actually, I won't say this, pretty popular. It's been out for at least a little bit. It's called Tiles. It used to be called Quick Settings Tiles, but now it's just called Tiles,
Hmm.
a personalization app by Rascarlo, E for Everyone.
This one
The,
appears to be normally 99 cents and it's free right now.
yes, thank you. That's why he posted it. Normally $1 right now, free. No in-app purchases, no ads. 1,129 reviews, 4.7 average reviews. September 28th, 2017. Installs between 10,000 and 50,000 installs. Version 2.0.1. Okay. The gimmick with this app is it looks like you have to be at least on Android 7.0. And
Okay.
what this allows is on what looks like non-rooted device an extreme modification to your quick setting tiles in your upper notification shade, to where you can literally add what looks like, if not 100, pretty close to 100 different types of tiles.
Yeah, it's everything will now be that's your new app drawer.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, quite
Well,
literally everything from from activities, a alarm, a wake when plugged in, all the way down to web search, weather, VPN, volumes, and voice. Uh,
is caffeine a media player?
Caffeine was a medium player.
Caffeine is one of the things that can be in there. I'm not sure what that would be in a quick launch.
I'm not sure, and there are some of these which do require either an ADB setup to be enabled via plugging your phone up to a computer and running a command, or root. And then some of these you have to have root to do. So it isn't, I want to say perfect, but a huge percentage. It looks like easy 80 plus percentage of these you do not need root or the command to get anything to work. So this is like one of them literally crazy powerful apps that if you buy might end up being the first thing you install on every device moving forward.
I like it. I've already installed it. No, I couldn't. Like you said, it has to be a fairly newer device because I could not install it on my Note 4, but I could install it on my 5X.
And there is a link in the description where if you want to use the device without root and you need to run the ADB command, there is a link to the URL right in the notes to where you can go and look at the commands, basically copy paste them into your computer, and you should be good. On Windows, Mac, and Linux, I believe now you do not need to download the entire Android software development kit. I do believe there are things like Quick ADP, and there is just a quick Android debug bridge, ADB applications you can download, which are like, 5 megs, where the whole SDK is like 200 plus megs and takes a while to download. So you don't need to download all that anymore. It's now much quicker. And there are some Linux distros where you literally just sudo apt-get install ADB type of thing, where it's built into your package manager. So good stuff.
I'll tell you what, man. I Street View just seems like the craziest thing to have in a quick launch in a in your quick launch tiles.
Well, as soon as you hit it, it brings up street view of where you're at right now. So you can say to somebody, I don't understand. The store was right here. It was literally right here. No, don't believe me. Look at this. Swipe down,
There
hit
you go.
tile, hit it, turn your phone to and say, see? So it's making that kind of thing easier to access, I'll say. Believe that? I got a bridge to sell you because I just made that up and it could work.
Thanks, Dor.
No problem. And a big shout out to everyone in the Android App Addict Google Plus community, everyone supporting us on Patreon, everyone sending me tweets, including Josh Kevin McLaughlin, big shout out, gotta say to Kevin McLaughlin. There's only been 2 people in my history that I know of that ever had Podnutz Twitter account set to retweet, which means every time Podnutz tweets something, he automatically sends it out again. Podnutz does everything in its power to not send pictures of bacon or my kid jumping up and down through that account. The Podnuts account is a strictly business account for the network itself, and it's really nothing more than to announce when a show's going live, announce when a show gets published, and nothing more. So that's an easy way for everyone to support us out there. Follow the lead of Kevin McLaughlin. He's not only one of the people who keep this country together by riding rigs around and delivering what everyone needs to everybody else, but he's also a tremendous supporter of this and a very great many podcasts. So thank you very much, Kevin.
Yeah, great dude. I can't wait to sit down with him someday and have lunch.
Just be prepared because from the pictures of the food that I've seen him post, he knows where all the good food is.
Yeah, true. All right. Well, I think that will round out the show for tonight. Anything else you want to say, Dor, before we end it off?
I want to thank again Xavier from Podcast Addict for his support. He's the kind of guy that does not have to support us. And I asked everybody last week, okay, this week, don't go to patreon.com/Android App Addicts. Instead, go to patreon.com/Podcast Addict. And I was watching his account. I didn't see what I considered to be enough new Patreons. So I'm asking again this week. Go to patreon.com/Podcast Addict. Support those who support you and support those who support people around you. He went out of his way to support us. The least I can do is ask everyone to go back out and show him just as much love.
Absolutely. I ever since we talked about it the other day, now I've been using the skip silence command on every appropriate podcast I listen to.
Yeah, I listened to a podcast today where they were basically trying to scald listeners and saying, you listening to podcasts like that, speeding it up and skipping silence, you are removing the art that we are putting into the podcast. To which I say, I'm going to quote Arthur Fonzarelli from Happy Days, and I'll say, sit on it. You obviously don't understand what the word art means. If that's what you think, I'm just going to say that.
Well, I can't vouch for 3.5 because I can't even listen to 2.5. But I'll tell you what, there's a podcast that I was unlistenable by me. I loved the subject matter, but I couldn't handle just spending that much time listening to them. But I bumped it up to 1.3 and took out the silence, and it's a perfect podcast now.
Right.
Everything just flows right. They sound normal. It's good. I'm not going to call them out or anything, but I like it.
No, there's more than a couple like that because we even know in this country alone, and the example I'm going to use is not an insulting one. You head further south in this country or too far north and leave this country, people speak at such a pace that it almost is painful for people in the middle of the US to listen to. And it's not an insult, it's just the way it is.
Yeah.
So speeding up is good. And I'll say my most recent podcast addict stats says today listened to 19 hours worth of podcast. Yesterday listened to 14 hours of podcast. So I'm going to again thank him for not charging me by the minute that I use his application.
Yeah, and you've produced and created and uploaded podcasts during those hours too, and slept.
Yeah.
And ate and worked.
And
a
worked.
full 8 hours.
And I'm going to tell you the work I did this week was not easy. It was semi-complicated DTSX Microsoft SQL Server package creation, tweaking, multiple types of inputs to multiple types of outputs, and setting up SQL jobs doing things that some people say SQL jobs should not, could not, will not be able to do. I hate SQL.
I don't even know what you just said.
Just imagine something stupid and you having to make it smart.
Okay.
That's all you got to know. Welcome to the world of Microsoft.
So you just had a baby.
worse. I had a baby while having a kidney stone while going into anaphylactic shock. It's Microsoft. That's how I feel when I use Microsoft.
I'm with you, man. It something about a Microsoft product bugs me at least once a week. It used to be every day, so I'm getting better.
Yeah.
And I have everything runs Linux in my house now. So, all right, well, we'll leave our Microsoft rants for the next podcast, and we will see you next week. Thanks to everybody for hanging out in the chat room and keeping us on the straight and narrow and helping us pronounce things. Josh, have a good night.
Stop all today. First things first, save the project.
Josh gave me a great app for next week. I can't wait to try it.
Let's see how it is, Josh.
Well, it's in our chat room, so make sure you don't post that into our spreadsheet.
Trust me, I don't. This was 482, if I'm not mistaken, Eric, right?
I was thinking 3, but you could be right. You're right. You're right. You're right.
Okay, first save it. I gotta do this, then I gotta do that. Oh, it looks actually really good. I gotta do this, then I gotta do that because I shouldn't have done that. Then I gotta do this, that. Stop burping. I'm really good tonight. I'll tell you right now, Eric, because of my diet, there's now certain things I can't eat, can't cook nothing.
Right.
So at least now 2 or 3 times a week, I've been taking peppers and onions. First off, take onions, put them in the frying pan, butter, salt, pepper, so they're a little bit translucent. Throw peppers, bell peppers cut up, sometimes a little bit of spicy pepper, not a whole lot of spicy pepper. Throw that a little bit because I still want those to be crunchy. I want the onions to be almost translucent. You know what I mean? Like not crunchy. And then take a meat and basically put it into small chunks. I'm done. Take all the vegetables out. Leave the gunk in the bottom of the pan because that's flavor. Throw the meat in, a little bit of oil. Get it to where it's a little crusty on the meat on sides. Throw soy sauce and like stir fry sauce on it. And then just scoop it and put it into a bowl and eat it like a fat guy.
Nice. That's a good bowl.
It's tasty, man.
Yeah, you called it. I was coming down with something, and I'm just now getting over it. I definitely had the flu, I think.
Well, that couldn't have helped camping either.
Oh, my wife had it during camping.
Oh my!
I got it as soon as we got back. Like yesterday, I had a dinner at the nicest restaurant in the town, paid for, and I didn't go.
I can't bring llama. I don't even have to click the link, Josh. We brought llama like 3 years ago. I couldn't stand it then. And I don't know why I can't stand the llama. The tri-lambda. That's why I don't like it. I'm reminded of Revenge of the Nerds.
Lambda.
I'm triggered. You just offended me. Yeah, automate. There's nothing I need automated. I mean, literally, looking at all their examples of all these automated things, there's nothing I need automated.
Do you use if this and that at all?
On web content, yes. On my local device, no. No, there's nothing on. I never need. Here, okay, ready? I never need Wi-Fi enabled anywhere because my phone has a built-in feature that when I turn Wi-Fi on, when I get to a place, the next time I go there, it automatically turns it on for me. I don't have to do anything. I never turn off my GPS. I should turn off my Bluetooth, but I never turn off my Bluetooth ever. No, there's never a reason to because I stick it in the car, Android Auto. When I'm out of the car, I listen to so much podcast. My earphones are in. I never want to auto mute my phone. I love it when it disrupts meetings. I love it, especially when my phone rings because you know what plays, Eric, don't you?
What?
You know what my ringtone is.
I know you used to have the Pac-Man for your notification or whatever.
Never Pac-Man.
Well, I don't remember what it was.
The hell, how old do you think I am?
Defender, I don't know. Mine.
No, man. It was It was Legend of Zelda. Okay, first off, let's get
Oh,
that.
that's right. Okay, Legend of Zelda.
But
See,
yeah,
I never had that machine.
right, but now it's
Oh, that's my ringtone.
because it's a good ringtone, dude.
It does. It's perfect
and,
ringtone.
and I love when it just totally sabotages the meeting. It's fantastic. I feel great. And there's nothing else I need automated. Nothing that I can possibly think of. This is why you don't bring. This is why I don't bring you App Store. Well, thanks. Well, and I hear. Okay, Josh, ready? This is why you shouldn't bring the apps. You want me to go there? I'll go there. I go to the spreadsheet. I hit Control F. We brought this app 428. Eric brought it.
Mm-hmm.
No, sorry, via email.
It's just if that's on that to me. I don't know. A drag and drop version.
It was also brought by Sean on episode 109. It was also brought by Sean on episode 104.
104.
Yeah. And it was also brought by 428. That was the first one I said. So though I'm not going to bring it because it's already been brought 3 times. What is this?
Jeez.
Bacon free. Okay, now you got me clicking. See, this is how this is the perfect way to get me infected. You send me a link with the word bacon in it. Bacon live wallpaper. Oh,
Live
giddy.
wallpaper. You can watch it sizzle.
Oh, yeah, but will it have that little background?
Oh man!
Look at the screenshots. My goodness, how old is this thing?
Yeah, I know. You need to
Fantastic.
install. Oh my gosh! Look
September
at
2013.
Look at the quality of those photos in the live wallpaper.
That is fantastic.
Oh, the
Well,
old
I'm blind.
UIs.
I'm blind. They look like crisp pictures to me.
Do you, man, remember that unlock bar at the bottom of that?
Yes, I do.
Crazy. How far we've come.
Oh, I know. It's one of those, in hindsight, almost smooth things because it's been, nonstop, ever improving. And we forgot to do the app run down.
Great concept, but the bacon blinks on and off on a Galaxy Tab 8.9. Would be awesome if it worked. Adding 2 stars because it works fine on the Samsung Galaxy S2 Skyrocket Tab. Tab's still no good.
Oh my goodness. Oh. You have no idea how much I hate Microsoft, Eric. You really,
no, I do. No, I've got a pretty good idea how much you hate Microsoft, and it's justified. So I'm not going to be one of those people who say, "Oh, you hate Microsoft." I'm with you, 100%.
Anybody that has ever had to use databases of any magnitude and then has any experience with Microsoft SQL Server understands it is by far the most inherently flawed database thing that has ever been made, and how it gets installed in places and used in places to me is amazing. It literally blows my mind.
I use a database every day. I've never used SQL Server.
Because if you have 2 gigs of RAM on the computer and install SQL Server and look at your memory utilization, everything is used except for like 200 bits of RAM. Okay. Then you have another computer with 160 gigs of RAM on it. You install SQL Server. You then go look at the memory utilization. Every single ounce of RAM is used except for 200 bits of RAM.
For forever? Or just
Forever.
while it's starting to index everything?
Forever and on purpose. That's how SQL Server works. It basically takes everything it can from the database and keeps it in RAM permanently because the database is so ungodly slow. They have to put it in RAM to try to speed it up.
Why isn't my file uploading to... Let me refresh here.
I don't know. Maybe it got offended. Maybe it's waiting for yoga classes.
Maybe
it's waiting for...
What we got the heck? System programs.
Maybe it's waiting for a vegan meal offering.
I don't know, maybe. So
Maybe
We're
maybe it's
experiencing technological differences.
maybe like from a toilet. I don't think Eric's drinking a Corona.
No.
I don't know what he's drinking, but it's
I,
definitely. I'm gonna take a guess and say it's hard orange juice.
ooh, you're very close,
I
Door.
mean hard orange soda.
It's Smirnoff Ice screwdriver.
See, that sounds deadly.
Natural orange flavor screwdriver.
Natural. It's natural. Okay, here's the game I downloaded and I tried to test before the show, but after launching it, it said it would take an hour to download extra content, and it got like 40 minutes into it, and then you said you're ready, so I basically had to kill it.
Well, we got it for next week.
Yeah, but I mean, that's insane. How much it's taken to download it, and it's supposedly a what's the word I'm looking for? Oh, player versus player. Oh, there you go. It's done now.
Oh, so
it's supposedly a player versus player, like
So you're challenging me to install it and play against you.
It says multiplayer arena. I thought this was gonna be a first-person shooter.
I'm gonna be fragging you, Door. Okay.
Yeah.
Correlation of the size of device and amount of enjoyment is the show title.
What?
Yeah.
Where the hell did you get that even from?
Out of your mouth.
Well, you gotta put that in writing. I can't spell half that crap.
Paste. Right there.
I don't see how this is multiplayer. This makes no sense to me.
Just wait till I come in from the corner and just destroy you. Then you'll know how it's multiplayer.
So far, I'm actually liking the controls on this.
I cannot reach your own cloud.
Okay, you gotta give me a second then. I'm killing people. Oh, you ran. Okay, sorry.
That's that's why I couldn't upload it.
On cloud. Now come over here. Oh no, not over here. Come over there. I'm over here. Launch that. Josh, not that I'm putting you to work, but I'm going to ask you to do me a favor. Let me know as soon as you hear the date for Linux Fest Northwest for next April. It's typically the last weekend in April or the first weekend in May. And who was it? Oh, Steve still wants me, Eric, and I'll let you know this too. Next February, it's going to be either February, the last end of February, or the very beginning of March. He is asking me and you specifically, explicitly, to come down to Tampa.
Oh, gee.
For podcast movement.
Oh, my arm is getting twisted.
I know. Give me a second. I'm going to pull the plug and forcibly reboot it. Actually, yes, I am. No, I'm not. Maybe? No, I want to do this first. First, let's go to no IP, not PI, no PI. I don't want to accidentally Google search that. Let me first go there and check what it says my address is. Cause man, I cannot believe how bad my lag is, man. Oh, log in. Let me see what it has for my public facing IP. Cause maybe that's just it. Before I go through all this crap, I don't ever want to forcibly reboot this box unless I absolutely have.
That's what she said.
Oh, Jesus. Okay, so there's the IP address it says. And if I just go to Google and just type in IP address, I thought just by typing IP address, it told me my IP address. There it is, IP. Okay, so it's wrong. Ha! That's what the problem is. So my TP-Link router did not correctly keep my IP address updated, which it's supposed to do. So update host. Okay, now wait a couple seconds. Thinks it's working.
We still live?
Yes.
All right.
Okay, I will kill the address.
No, you don't have to. It's fine.
That right there, you son of a bitch.
Get that gnat.
See, I hate to think we have to wait for the DNS to propagate, but this shouldn't have to propagate because this is no IP. That was the right address, right? Yeah, I think it was. I'm gonna try it one more time. IP enter. Yes. Okay, so you want to be hard. You want to be hard. Like this, and just try typing the you dirty dog. I'm shocked that I thought last time this happened, I just went and saved it, hit enter. Okay, now that worked. So what I can do, Eric, here, you ready? In here, I mean, if you don't mind going through the web interface,
I always do.
okay, then you can upload it. You should be able to upload it by going to that address there and here in our private chat. Should work.
Oh, actually, no. I got through the regular one now.
Oh, okay. Well, then there you go.
Let me see. I think I did. It looks like I did. It's working. Good.
Yeah, mine started working too.
Hey, do you want to help out? you want to help Josh out to test out his new webcam and mic tonight, real quick?
Yeah, let me kill the stream.
He's still naked.
Then I definitely